Kingdom Kids, come on, let's go on another adventure.
CC, it's story time. CC, it's story time. CC always telling the stories. Pink hair and socks, and she's never boring. Whiteboard with the orange tie. You need a recap? Derek is your guy. Oh, with a flow so cold. Everybody get ready for adventure mode. Heather with the crew that's so disruptive. Hey, what's that? Friendly interruption. Kingdom Kids, yeah, Kingdom Kids. Kingdom Kids, yeah, Kingdom Kids.
Hey Kingdom Kids, I'm glad you could join us on today's adventure. In today's story, we're going to learn about a man who was very tiny. But before we do that, we need a recap. Take it away, Derek.
Jesus' disciples gathered around him, and he taught them by saying to them, God blesses people who depend only on him. They belong to the kingdom of heaven. God blesses those people who grieve. They will find comfort. God blesses those people who are humble. The earth will belong to them. God blesses those people who want to obey him more than eat or drink. They will be given what they want. God blesses those people who are merciful. They will be treated with mercy. God blesses those people whose hearts are pure, for they will see him. God blesses those people who make peace. They will be called his children. God blesses those people who are treated badly for doing right. They belong to the kingdom of heaven. God will bless you when people insult you, mistreat you, and tell all kinds of evil lies about you because of me. Be happy and excited. You will have great reward in heaven. And the disciples were amazed by his teaching. And so am I. Anyways, back to you, Cece.
Wow, that almost reminds me of a story that my great uncles, nephews, cousins, brothers, daughters.
Interrupt this regularly scheduled program to bring you this friendly interruption. Hopefully your brain doesn't hurt too much after our riddle with Richard.
Hello, Kingdom Kids, and welcome back with more riddles with Dr. Richard. Okay, can you figure this one out? What has words but never speaks? A book! Oh, it's a book! Oh, bet you didn't get that one.
Oh my goodness! I think I got that one. Did you get it? Well, if you didn't, you can always try next time. Well, let's get back to Cece.
Wow, that was a great riddle, Dr. Richard. Well, anyways, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time for
Adventure Mode!
There was a man whose name was Zaccheaus, and he was a tax collector. Everyone has to pay a certain amount of money to the emperor, Caesar. They called it a tax. A tax collector is someone who would go to people's homes and collect the money that they owed. Tax collectors were often not liked among the people in their town because they would try to take more than what the people owed and keep some of the money. Jesus was going through Jericho, where Zaccheaus lived. Zaccheaus wanted to see what he was like and hear Jesus speak. But Zaccheaus was a very short man and could not see over the crowd. So he ran ahead and climbed up into a sycamore tree to get a better view. When Jesus got there, he looked up and said, "Zaccheaus, hurry down. I want to stay with you today." Surprised, Zaccheaus hurried down and gladly welcomed Jesus. Everyone who saw this started grumbling. This man Zaccheaus is a sinner, and Jesus is going home to eat with him? Later that day, Zaccheaus stood up and said to the Lord, "I will give half of my property to the poor, and I will now pay back 4 times as much to everyone I have ever cheated." Jesus said to Zaccheaus, "Today you and your family have been saved. The Son of Man came to look for and to save people who are lost." As Jesus was walking down a road, a man ran up to him and asked, "Good teacher, what can I do to have eternal life?" Jesus replied, "Do not murder. Be faithful in marriage. Do not steal. Do not tell lies about others. Do not cheat. Respect your father and mother." The man answered, "Teacher, I have obeyed all these commandments since I was a young man." Jesus looked closely at the man. He liked him and said, "There's one thing you still need to do. Go sell everything you own. Give the money to the poor, and you will have the riches in heaven. Then come with me." When the man heard Jesus say this, he went away gloomy and sad because he was very rich. Jesus looked around and said to his disciples, "It's hard for rich people to get into God's kingdom. It's easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich person to get into God's kingdom, because they will not give up their riches to follow me." Jesus' disciples were even more amazed. They asked each other, "How can anyone ever be saved?" Jesus looked at them and said, "There are some things that people cannot do, but God can do anything." And that's what we learned on
Adventure Mode!
Nobody liked Zaccheaus. In fact, people hated him. And they had a pretty good reason to. As we learned in our lesson, tax collectors would often take way too much money from the people and give it to themselves. Tax collectors were basically stealing from the people. When the town saw Jesus meeting with the person that they hated, they were confused. Why would Jesus meet with someone as evil as Zaccheaus? But even when no one else loved Zaccheaus, Jesus did. He chose to have lunch with him and spend time with him. And because of it, Zaccheaus ended up giving back all the money he stole. Kingdom Kids, this week I want to challenge you to choose to be kind, even to people who might not deserve it, like Zaccheaus. Well, anyways, that's all the time we have for today, Kingdom Kids. I'll see you next time. Bye!